In the vast expanse of the Jurassic period, a world dominated by colossal herbivores and towering carnivores, there existed a creature that embodied both grace and precision, the Compsognathus. Despite being small, about the size of a modern-day chicken, this sleek, agile theropod was far from insignificant. It moved through the dense, lush landscapes of the late Jurassic like a shadow, never noticed until it was too late. For Compsognathus, elegance wasn't just a characteristic, it was a survival strategy, a way of life that allowed it to thrive amidst the giants of its time. Born in the rich, dense forests of the Jurassic, the Compsognathus's early life would have been a delicate balance between seeking food and avoiding predators. From the moment it hatched, it had to rely on its speed and agility to survive, often darting through the undergrowth to avoid larger, more dangerous creatures. This young predator wasn't like the massive Allosaurus or the towering Brachiosaurus. It was quick, light on its feet, and well suited for living in the shadows. The first few weeks of a Compsognathus's life would have been a blur of movement. In those early years, the small dinosaur was probably very vulnerable to predation, with larger carnivores and scavengers seeing it as a potential meal. But it was exactly this vulnerability that honed the Compsognathus's natural elegance. It learned quickly that standing out would mean certain death. Instead, it adapted by becoming a master of camouflage. Its small size allowed it to hide in the dense foliage of the forest, often blending with the ground cover and shadows. At this stage, survival depended on being as silent and inconspicuous as possible. The Compsognathus moved like a shadow, its every step calculated, every pause a brief moment to assess its surroundings. As the Compsognathus matured, it grew stronger and more capable, developing the traits that would define its adult life: speed, precision, and agility. Unlike larger predators, the Compsognathus was built for quick bursts of energy rather than sustained power. Its long, slender legs allowed it to run with incredible speed, darting through the dense forest, leaping over obstacles with ease. This agility made it an efficient hunter and an expert at evading predators. In the dense undergrowth of the Jurassic forest, Compsognathus became a master of its domain. Its speed was unmatched by any other predator of its size, allowing it to chase down small prey with ease. Whether it was a small insect, a lizard, or even another small dinosaur, the Compsognathus's precision and swiftness made it a formidable hunter. Its long, powerful tail helped it balance as it weaved through the terrain, adding to its elegance in motion. When hunting, the Compsognathus would crouch low to the ground, watching its prey carefully. With its sharp vision and predatory instincts, it could spot the slightest movement, whether it was a fluttering insect or a small animal rustling in the leaves. Using its agility, the Compsognathus would quietly close the distance between itself and its prey, its steps light and calculated. At the right moment, it would spring into action, its body moving like a coiled spring, its jaws snapping shut on its unsuspecting target. It was a beautiful dance of precision and speed, every movement executed with perfection. Even when it wasn't hunting, the Compsognathus moved through its environment with a fluid grace that seemed almost choreographed. It would sprint across the forest floor, leap over fallen logs, and twist around trees, its movements smooth and effortless. Every step seemed deliberate, as if the world itself bent to its will. In these moments, the Compsognathus was not just surviving, it was thriving in a world full of danger. Though the Compsognathus was a skilled predator, its size made it particularly vulnerable to larger carnivores. To survive, the Compsognathus relied on its speed, agility, and ability to evade detection. It was a creature of the shadows, moving in and out of the forest with incredible swiftness, often avoiding larger predators altogether. When a threat approached, the Compsognathus would freeze, blending into its surroundings. Its small size allowed it to hide in places where larger creatures could not follow, and its keen senses helped it detect danger before it was too late. A rustling leaf, the distant roar of an Allosaurus, or the shadow of a flying pteranodon were all cues for the Compsognathus to remain still and wait for the danger to pass. This avoidance strategy required an incredible amount of patience and awareness. The Compsognathus knew that running headfirst into danger would be the end of its elegant existence. Instead, it relied on its instincts to read the signs of danger and react accordingly. This survival technique, though subtle, was an art form in itself, grace under pressure, moving with an elegance that spoke to its refined instincts. On occasion, the the Compsognathus might have had to fight, but its fight was always calculated. It wouldn't engage with larger predators unless absolutely necessary. If cornered, it would use its speed to its advantage, striking with sudden bursts of movement before retreating to safety. Its claws and sharp teeth, though small, were sufficient for defense when necessary. But these moments were rare. Most of the time, the Compsognathus survived by simply being too fast and too elusive to catch. While Compsognathus was primarily a predator, it also played an important role in the larger Jurassic ecosystem. By preying on smaller animals, such as insects and small reptiles, the Compsognathus helped maintain a balance in the ecosystem. Its predation on these smaller creatures likely helped control their populations, ensuring that no one species became too dominant. Moreover, the Compsognathus itself was part of the food chain. Despite its speed and elegance, it was not without its own predators. Larger theropods, like the Allosaurus, might have posed a constant threat to the small dinosaur, forcing it to rely on its instincts to avoid becoming prey. This relationship between predator and prey illustrates the dynamic and ever-changing world in which the Compsognathus lived. The elegance of the Compsognathus lay not only in its grace and precision but also in its ability to adapt to its environment. It knew when to hunt, when to hide, and when to flee. Its role in the ecosystem was subtle, yet important, and it moved through its world with a sense of purpose that was both beautiful and necessary. Like many dinosaurs, the Compsognathus eventually faced extinction. The world around it changed. New predators emerged, and environmental shifts disrupted the delicate balance that had allowed small predators like the Compsognathus to thrive. The last remnants of Compsognathus would have lived in an increasingly harsh world, where survival was a constant challenge. But even in death, the Compsognathus left behind a legacy. Its elegance, the grace with which it moved through the forests, hunted, and evaded danger, was a testament to the power of adaptation and precision in a world of giants. Its small, efficient body and swift movements continue to inspire awe in those who study the Jurassic period. Today, the Compsognathus lives on in the fossil record, a reminder of a time when elegance and agility were the keys to survival. The legacy of this small dinosaur is a celebration of the beauty of natural design, a creature who survived not through brute force, but through the art of movement, the dance of life that played out beneath the towering trees of the Jurassic. Thanks for watching and subscribe my channel.